It's raw.
And we legit just started off with you saying, it's raw.
Are we on?
Yes, we are.
Well, I was saying, we were talking about lies. Welcome. It's your show, Lloyd. Welcome, everybody, real quick. Let's have some manners.
Yes.
What night of the week is it, by the way?
Tonight is Saturday. Oh, okay. You know what? I can't
Wait.
say it. You can.
I just realized I can do it because I'm actually on it now because I have a new work. Saturday night. Yeah. Even though you sabotaged me this week with those impossible fucking trivia questions, I'm out of the running. Congratulations, Michael. It's good to be here with you, Logan. Saturday night. Thanks for having me.
Yes, everybody, you guys can check us out. It's actually in the description now, so we don't even have to plug yourselves. It's in the description, guys. Just go check us out on Twitter.
Yep. They should know us by now. Come on.
Yep. And if you're new to the podcast, it's in the description.
Oh, if you're new to the podcast, by the way, follow me on Twitter at sorry.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so earlier today, I streamed some Call of Duty beta. It's a pretty damn good game. I sucked terribly because I was with noobs. That always happens. Like, legit, when it's 2-on-2, you expect your teammate to be looking to your right. What the fuck does he do? Keeps going. Congratulations, teammate, you suck. Okay, guys.
Logan, what is your all-time favorite Call of Duty game you've ever played?
I was so badass at MW3. Modern Warfare.
That's what I thought it was. And that's so weird. I remember you telling me that before because that's the one that was like, it was made by people that didn't really make the other part. There was an all-shoot developer that made that one. And a lot of people don't like that one. I don't think it's terrible. Like, yeah, there's better entries in it, but I feel like people were too hard on that one.
Yeah, it definitely was. I was probably the best at that. That was my... MW2 I was okay because I was just starting out playing Call of Duty, but once MW3 hit, it's all she wrote. You can ask my friends. Search and Destroy was my game mode. Sometimes I would clutch 4-on-1, sometimes I wouldn't, but hey, I just had fun. I miss those days, really do.
Would you say that's your favorite shooter franchise of all time for you? Is Call of Duty?
Yeah, everybody will argue the Battlefield and all of them. Battlefield does seem more realistic to me, but some things you like about certain games and other stuff that you like about the other games. So it's Call of Duty's where it's at. Just no more flying bullshit, please.
Not a fan of getting your wings, huh?
No, not when somebody's flying across the map or something like that and shooting you in your back, and it's like, okay, where the fuck you come from?
I gotta be honest, and you and anyone that follows my channel know how much of a fucking nerd I am for video games. That's usually one of my least favorite genres for some reason. Ever since I was a kid, was like Ace Combat, I don't know why. It's just like I just can't get into those games, and I've tried. You know what I mean? I think the only ones that I kind of get into are like they have to be like Star Wars related or something like it. But if it's just like straight up military, like air combat simulator, I get so fucking bored so fast. And I mean, that's just me. I'm not saying they're bad games, but personal tastes, you know.
Yeah, and it's a lot better. Like I said off air, it's a lot better when you have friends. Like I can't go in there playing with randoms. It's just boring to me. Like, I stopped streaming at 1 hour. I probably would have been there like 10 hours if I had friends on.
Playing with randoms is fine for me only if I'm trying to level the fuck up fast. You know what I mean? Like, just grinding. Other than that, yeah, it's fucking boring. Because, I mean, they might as well be the computer. You don't know these fucking people. You know what I mean? Especially, and you never played this game, 2015 when Splatoon 1 came out for the Wii U. I swear to God, man. Every goddamn like random player you encounter that's not in your friends list was from Japan, and the writing was in Japanese, so I couldn't even read their fucking names. So it was just like me and like 18 other things I couldn't pronounce, you know. So yeah, at that point I just fucking play the computer, you know.
Yep. Yeah, there's another game I really want somebody to get to play with me, because I want to get it. Was Friday the 13th. I actually got to play that, and it's decent, but when you don't have friends on, it's like, I don't know these guys. I don't know if they're gonna like team up with me. So, but then I did meet somebody, then he deleted me, but that's okay. Hey, it happens. He was drunk.
Happens.
Best moments was when I was playing that one night, and I met the dude, and he would literally start falling asleep halfway through the game. So I was like, dude, are you even there? Because he would just stop moving. I'm like, he's right behind you.
Yeah, it's Logan. I'm gonna do so. I don't think we've ever done this in a minute at least. Do you have access to a Twitter right now?
Yes.
I'm gonna tag you in a clip I literally just looked at 5 seconds ago, and this is where we're at in professional wrestling. I just tagged you, Logan. Take a look. The clip I'm sending Logan, guys, can be found on Logan's Twitter at LoganMyers144. Cheap plug, but Jesus Christ, if this guy kicked out of this spot, I need to fire every fucking person affiliated in that promotion. Did you see it yet?
About to watch it now. Oh. Alright, if he kicks out, I swear to God. Thank God he didn't.
Okay. I just saw the spot. I didn't know if there was a kick out. For anyone that can't see it, it's a Canadian destroyer, right, Logan? Off the top rope. Off the top rope. And if that isn't bad enough, there's literally 36 tables, chairs? I'm sure there's fucking barbed wire in there. It's probably the most ridiculous thing anyone could imagine in their head for a spot, right?
Yep.
Come to life. What the fuck does that accomplish? I get it. It's for the spectacle. I'm an ECW fan. ECW did that shit back in the day. ECW, though, in their glory days, not in their, past their prime, in their glory days, they picked and choose when to do shit like that. For every match like that with Brian Lee and Tommy Dreamer, there was always a 5-star match with Dean Malenko and Eddie Guerrero to follow it. It was a good balance. I just don't get this shit. I mean, I can admit that spot looked cool. Then you can admit that too. That looks like a hell of a fucking bump. Mad respect for taking that bump. But why? What does that do? I don't know.
By the way, Christopher Smith, thank you for joining the chat. He says Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, it sure is. It is Mortal Kombat, and that where was that? Progress? Is that Progress?
I think that was Progress. If you go into the actual tweet, there's an actual version of it on the other side of the ring, and you can see how it is.
Right. Well, if it is Progress, shame on you, Matt Tennant. I blame you.
Because they legit had 2 chairs set up. You know how they have it where it's together, like side by side set up, like where you sit on them, on top of the table, and they go through it like that.
If you were the promoter of that promotion, and I'm pretty sure you'd be this kind of promoter who's like, well, I trust you guys, just go out there and do your thing and give me a good match. You'd be like that, right? If you did that, putting money into this promotion, and your fucking guys went out and did that without your knowledge, in all honesty, and you can say you would have applauded it and popped, how would you have reacted for it? Would you have been pissed? Would you have been ecstatic?
See, here's the thing. As a promoter, their bodies and all that, if they get injured, that's on the promoter. He's using his insurance and all that to, pay for...
It's also the UK, though. It might be a little different.
Might be a little different.
But still.
Ray Jr. in the chat says he would turn it into Jim Cornette. That's a deep pop right there.
I like that. Shout out to you, Ray Jr. He's in a lot of your streams. I like that fella and his humor. He always makes me laugh.
Yeah, especially when he was literally answering the questions the other night. Jesus. The answer is Jesus.
I wouldn't have. Yeah, I would have been fucking pissed. I would have probably fired the ref. Yeah. But see, you call my bluff, Ray Jr. I am like Cornette, I guess. Whoever said that, I'm too nitpicky and old school in my pro wrestling tastes, I guess.
Next time on Vicky Pro.
Next time.
Yeah. Yeah, that spot. No. I don't think I would be okay with that spot right there. You're never gonna see that in WWE. I don't think.
I never say never in wrestling because within 3 years, we went from, and cheap plug to Trivia Mania, we went from like Diesel and King Mabel to Mick Foley falling off the cell. I never say never, but goddamn, I can't even see Paul Heyman doing all that shit back in the day. Maybe, but ooh.
Not that certain move, maybe a power bomb.
Right. No. Yeah.
But not,
I mean,
not
the fact that you're coming off the top through the tables like that and all the chairs is enough to begin. Why does it got to be like one of the most dangerous moves in wrestling on top of?
And not like a falling pile driver through it at that.
Yeah.
Christopher says, I have ringside seats for WWE House Show tomorrow. First time I've been in over 10 years. Excited, brothers.
Very nice. I went to a house show, what, Logan, 2 years ago? No, last year. It was the Road to WrestleMania tour. It was when Finn Balor first came back from it. Remember Finn Balor, before he came back officially on TV, they would kind of tease him in house shows and leaks and shit. It was one of those house shows, and he fought Jinder Mahal before he was world champ and still a jobber. But I will say this about the house show experience. It's a lot better time. It's a lot cheaper. Because every time I'm going to a Raw or a SmackDown, I feel like I spent all that money to just go and watch fucking TV with thousands of people, because there's not as much action because it's TV. Well, you go to a house show, Logan, you know that it's straight up action, bell to bell, fucking.
Yeah. See, in the second, it's been 4 years since I've been to a show, and so I haven't got to see Finn Balor or any of them guys on the main roster yet. I got to see Seth Rollins curb stomp RVD perfectly, like RKO. Like that one RKO. Ray Jr. in the chat says, maybe New Day will throw food at your face. People seem to enjoy that. Only if he's throwing it at, not Byron. Why is my brain farting right now? Jeez.
Corey Graves?
Yeah, Corey Graves. Only if he throws the food at them. He knows how to sell food being thrown at him. It's funny. It's the only time it's funny. No, you're not going to see that kind of spot. You're not going to see a Mick Foley coming off the Hell in a Cell again.
Logan, not to cut you off real quick. Bronson just DM'd me and said that you sound echoey.
It's probably because of the... I think I might be okay now.
Alright, cool.
Okay.
I was just letting you know. Sorry. The people demand the best from you, Logan. That's why. I'm just relaying the message.
I appreciate it, everyone. I don't know. I think it's probably because I put the USB back in the laptop.
Speaking of injuries, I didn't even know this till like 20 fucking minutes ago. I did not know Aleister Black was injured.
Yeah.
What day did this actually happen on this week?
I guess at a live show or a live event, he I guess tore his groin, so he had to go into emergency surgery and all that. They're saying 3 to 4 weeks. Don't know if he's even gonna make the Brooklyn. Christopher says it sounds better, and he also says Corey Graves is the ultimate douche.
Appearance-wise, yeah, he looks like a douchebag. But like personality-wise, Corey Graves is fucking awesome. I'll defend Corey Graves all day. He is. Fuck it, I'll say it. Corey Graves is the best commentator, whether it be color, whether it be lead commentator in this fucking company, besides Mauro Ranallo, in at least almost 20 fucking years. Besides this, we've gone through fucking Michael Coles, Josh goddamn Matthews. Does anybody miss Tom Phillips? Because I fucking don't. Please stay on ESPN. When everybody shits on Corey Graves, just look at where we came from.
You mean,
Not Tom Phillips, the other guy with the glasses. You know what I'm talking
oh, shit.
Fuck.
That one guy.
That one guy. But yeah, everyone knows what I'm talking about. Todd Grisham! That little fucker. Yeah. I'll take Corey Graves in a weird bow tie and a silly suit as long as he's still great on commentary over cool-looking Todd Grisham any fucking day of the week. And that might be the first time ever anyone's ever said cool-looking Todd Grisham. I'm sorry.
And, Ray Jr. says Booker T is awesome.
You know what? Booker T's a shitty commentator, but I love Booker T's podcast. If you just sit down and listen to, he's fucking cool. I would pass the blunt to Booker any day.
Of course you would.
Wait, can we talk about weed on this show? Oh, sorry.
I don't care.
I'm just kidding. No,
Tom Phillips is probably better than Michael Cole, but Tom Phillips does come at me like, to to me, he just comes out as a Byron Saxton a little bit. Byron Saxton, I think, is the gay commentator on the booth.
Oh,
Travis
sorry.
is gonna die.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Don't die on
You
the
know
phone.
who I think gets a bad rap, and I just said his name, but I feel like since he's left WWE, he's gotten better. You might totally disagree with me. Josh Matthews. He's not as bad as people make him out to be. It's when he has good shit to commentate, which is going to segue into the next topic I guess I can talk to you about. I've been watching Impact again, Logan. Holy shit. Are you watching Impact?
No. Do
You need
me
to
to
watch
check your
Impact.
temperature?
Dude, I get it. Everyone listening to this, in chats, blah, 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 I get it. TNA has been a fucking meme for God knows how long, but I got to give it to him. I got to give it to specifically guys like Sami Callihan, Pentagon Jr. Just the key players right now are. I cannot hate on anything TNA right now, and I don't think I've said that, Logan, since what, like 08? It's been a long time.
It's been a while. The only thing that I do not like about Josh Matthews is the way he said, "I'm better than JR." He actually came out and said that, and that's one thing no.
Yeah, I'm not talking about like his personal shit. That's like Ray Lewis just went to the Hall of Fame today. He killed 2 people, but he was a hell of a football player. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, Josh Matthews is a total prick and a total douchebag. Like, I'm just talking like his persona, I guess. Like, I feel like he has improved. It's just, and I feel like you can attest, I can attest, anyone that does this, that talks into a fucking mic and has people listen, you can only get better the more you do it. I don't know many people who get worse the more they podcast or get worse the more they commentate. Maybe Byron Saxton, but
I'm raising my hand right now.
but yeah, point of the story is people are too hard on Josh Matthews because I think it's kind of one of the trendy things to do is shit on the guy because he is a douchebag in real life. But I got to call skill when I see skill, and he's getting better. He's gotten better, I should say.
Oh, Jay's in the chat. Whoa, guys. Oh, I think.
What?
Oh, I think OJ is like, didn't know there was a show going on.
We didn't either till like 15 minutes ago, and I go.
Yeah, we didn't know we were gonna do.
You want to come on? Get him on here, Logan. I like that guy. I like your co-host. He's a great guy. Get him on.
OJ says, "I'm gonna be home in 10 minutes. You boys still gonna be on? Probably."
Bet your ass.
Christopher Christopher asks, "Who are y'all's favorite football teams if you watch?" Yeah. Actually, Christopher, I will be debuting a NFL show coming up on the channel, so be looking for that. And unfortunately, I'm a damn Jets fan.
Yeah. It's good friends as Logan and I are. Like, it's so funny. Neither one of us live close to either of these states or cities, but he's a Jets fan, and I'm a Dolphins fan. And we're like bitter rivals, our teams. It's like, and I don't give a fuck about football that much, but like Dolphins have been my team since I was a kid. As far as sports, the only sports I'm really die hard about if my team's good that year is baseball or hockey. That's it. Like football, I feel like football has obviously became its own worst enemy. I feel like football's worst enemy over years and years is money. I feel like the more money the NFL has made, the worse it's gotten. The more pussified the players have gotten, the more retarded the rules have gotten, just everything about. And I don't think you can argue that, Logan.
Oh yeah, you can't argue that one bit. Ray Jr. says the Oakland Traders, and Christopher says, "Oh, I'm gonna listen to that dude." And then Ray Jr. also says because they are going to Vegas. Oh yeah, I can't wait to start this NFL podcast. I think it's been a long time coming for me. Because a big time Madden, fan, and I play.
No, not even that. Like NFL knowledge to you is like retro video game knowledge for me. Like that's your bread and butter. And like if you had me on any of your fucking football shows, I'd be terrible. I'd know like 3 questions for an hour. Probably that's it.
Now, I'm gonna talk some NFL real quick because Johnny Manziel, he's not in the NFL anymore. He's in.
Good night,
CFL.
everybody.
He's in the CFL, right? And he just debuted last night. And he legit threw 4 interceptions, and he completely made the CFL team look like the Browns from last year. Legit. He shit the bed. He was throwing it in double coverage, triple coverage. I mean, it was terrible. It was. I would probably do better on Madden.
I will say this. I can't think of another era, really. And yes, I get it. There's been plenty of them in the past, but I mean, in succession, like, as close together, just as many can't miss prospects being a bust than like the last 10 fucking years in the NFL. Like RG3, fucking Johnny Football, all that you know what I mean? Like, it's just all these kids that have so much potential. I can't remember another time in the NFL where just, you know, imagine Dan Marino, John Elway, all those fucking guys, and they just all ended up being terrible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there'd be no nostalgia right now
No,
for a lot of.
there wouldn't be. Now, for the quarterback situation in a lot of teams, the only one that has actually tried to stay healthy and who's actually decent is Andrew Luck. I think he's got luck on his side, literally, because of the shoulder injuries that he's had. And I mean, he's been out of football for literally over a year, and he's trying to come back. And I just saw him practice today, and I'm like, dude, don't even look like he had surgery on his shoulder.
As much as I despise everything about the Patriots, you gotta admit, Logan, I know you hate him too, but Tom Brady come on, let's just do it. That's like when people are like, man, Roman's dog shit in the ring. You and I gotta be like, look, I hate the character in the booking, but Roman's not that bad. Tom Brady's really fucking good. Let's give that piece of shit his due.
I don't think I have the...
All right, I'll make it easier. Peyton Manning is really,
Yes.
it's probably the closest thing to a Montana or something like that we're going to see anytime soon. Yeah, there you go. But Tom Brady's really good, and I know he's got a butt chin and he's a piece of shit, guys, and they deflate ball and all that bullshit, but you got to give the Devils due sometimes, you know?
If it wasn't for their defense, I don't think he would...
In recent years. But I'm just talking about his whole career. You can't deny that the man was...
No, he was a 6th-round pick. Nobody expected him to just come out that good in the long run. And when's the last time we've had a late-round draft pick become a star in the NFL? When's the last time?
I don't know, because this is your forte. You tell me. When was the last time? Because I don't fuck. 1986. I fucking...
In the quarterback category, nobody. Literally nobody. Maybe in other positions, but other than that...
There's nothing worse than being fans of teams in the AFC East that's not named the Patriots. Logan and I can attest. For all you cocksuckers over the year with your Steelers fans, I'll just use Steelers fans because that's the closest in my area. I'm so sick of fucking Steelers fans when you guys have a bad season. Now you're like, man, I ain't gonna fucking watch. Blah 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 blah. You know what? Take your multiple fucking championships and try having Ryan Tannehill or Geno Smith as your fucking quarterback. Then get back to us.
Or Mark
Here's
Sanchez
your trying time.
After the whole... I mean, he was good when he first came out. I was a big Mark Sanchez fan in USC, but he didn't turn out to be anything.
There's another guy, my own fucking team, Ryan Tannehill from he came from Texas, right? He seemed, that kid was a fucking can't miss prospect, and I've never seen another era where all these fucking kids like just choke. Let's say it, Logan. RG3 fucking choked. He can make all the fucking excuses he wants. When first season, he had that one good game against New Orleans, right? And that was, his second or first game? Remember?
I think it was his first game, and he balled out. Then...
His first game, he looked like the next fucking Montana. He looked unbelievable. But you know why? There wasn't proper scouting on him because it was his first fucking game. You know what I'm saying?
There's another quarterback I cannot wait to see what he turns out to be, and that's Deshaun Watson. I mean, before his injury, he was balling. I mean, he looked way better than Andrew Luck. Way better than RG3.
And that's the crazy thing about just competition like that, which is such the opposite contrast about the pro wrestling world. Yeah, yes, these guys do take bumps, but I think that obviously the whole predetermined wrinkle you throw into things, like everything's so much more up for grabs in real sports, and it's always going to be that way. And is that what it is about pro wrestling? That I don't want to say it makes us obsessed, but we're just such diehards.
Yep.
Pro wrestling as a genre, it's like you can't fully explain what it is about it. You know what I mean? It's just that it's that constant curiosity. Well, at least with like NFL and MLB, like, well, I know how this shit works. At the end of the day, you know, Logan.
Yeah. And Christopher just said, and Tom Brady's probably going to be in the Super Bowl again. I hope to God not.
I kind of feel like bringing up NFL with Americans anymore is kind of like how it used to be with politics. You just don't bring up politics because, like, that's the one thing. Politics and religion were like no-nos. That's the things that would like divide relationships. And I feel like that's how the NFL is. Like, you could be fucking friends with a guy for fucking years, but if you're like, fuck the Eagles, and he's a diehard Eagles fan, friendships end over that. People get shot over football teams. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, they do. Christopher just said Matt Ryan, for example. He hasn't got over that slump yet to win the Super Bowl. I mean, look, Nick Foles, he was always good with the Eagles. Never was anything with any other team. I think that's the only quarterback that's actually been okay in a late round.
Did OJ come on and leave? Did he have connection issues?
I added him.
Oh, he said he's going to call you. He's on his way home, he said.
Oh. Okay.
Way to go, Logan. No, I was kidding.
I can't believe we're talking football. I can't wait to start the new show. I got some good Saturday Night Myers type subjects to talk about.
I know you. I can't remember his name. Who is your? And you can do it because you're live on your channel. Who's your proper official co-host for that again?
That is Richard Rawl. He runs Madden Leagues with me. He will be doing the NFL show with me.
Very nice. Very nice.
Other than that, OJ is my permanent co-host completely for everything now, and I'm super excited. Like he's legit taking a lot of the stress off from like booking and stuff like that now.
You know what I'm excited about, Logan? It's time for me to unzip my pants and fuck myself with my cheap plugs for my channel. I'm on day shift again for my job, and it means all my shows are coming back. I'm excited too. So yay. High five.
That means more Hibiki Pro.
Means the granddaddies of my channel, Actual Slam Pigs, is finally coming back soon with Colin and Kuzon. Boom.
Oh man, I can't wait for that as well. OJ, I did add you to the call. I don't know if you can still use that same call. I hope so.
There he is. He's on.
Hello?
OJ!
You know what? I went out and had a great night. Was out having some drinks. Was watching the fights. Arguing with people on Twitter. Was watching Logan Myers make my character for Hibiki Pro.
Yes, it did.
And then I turn on this blasphemy about Tom Brady.
So, I'm the only one that's sober right now. who hasn't had any drinks on a Saturday night. Damn, where am I at right now?
You're the host, man. You gotta be stone cold sober.
You gotta steer the ship, Captain Logan.
Quick story real quick. I was watching Live PD the other week, and they had a guest on from one of the police departments that they, videotape. The one guy wears a cowboy hat, and somebody on Twitter literally asked him, has anybody ever told you you look like Stone Cold Steve Austin? And he says, I get it all the time.
I feel like at my work, I see 4 guys that look like Stone Cold come in every day to sell the tickets. Maybe that's
Together or all apart?
No, like yeah, I wish it was together. I wish it was like 4 Stone Colds come in and be like, let's go Stone.
Ray Jr. says in the chat, O.J. Simpson hired someone to kill his wife.
He did.
All I can think about now is like a giant, ridiculous amount of members, like NWO level, all Stone Colds, like 27 Stone Colds. Just, oh shit, we got a 27 top end. Turn the girl back on. These Stone Colds are hungry tonight. I don't know where I'm at either, Logan. Don't. I saw that fight was really good, OJ. I saw some highlights tonight. Scrolling through.
Which one?
The main event.
Oh yeah, it was. It ended quickly. I got a story for you there, Travis. I got my being called a racist on Twitter cherry pop tonight.
Oh Jesus Christ! Where? I gotta see this.
So, I made a comment about the co-main event tonight, right? And I said, all right, this is a disgusting robbery because it was a bad decision. It was a bad call. And some guy came at me and was like, just calling me a racist. It's like, it was a black guy and a Mexican guy in the co-main event in that fight. How am I a racist?
Because you commented in general. That's where we're at in 2018. Because you spoke.
So bad. So yeah, guys. So apparently I'm a black supremacist. Just so y'all know.
Wait, did OJ and I just become racist blood brothers live on your show? That's amazing.
Apparently,
Ray
that's
Jr.
exactly what I
wants to know
thought. I was
what
like,
fight.
Henry Cejudo and Mighty Mouse Johnson.
So is it true Conor McGregor's coming back to the UFC already?
Yes, he is.
So this is a fucking stunt for him. What he did a couple months ago.
He's gonna get his ass beat. He's not ready for the guy he's fighting. Khabib Nurmagomedov.
No, he's undefeated.
There's levels to this shit, and Conor's not ready.
We've seen this happen every fucking time. 90% of the time this has happened for decades. You know what I'm saying? You know, when that big name, you know what I mean? Like, he's going to get his shit split. It's that simple. How many parody like The Great White Hype, which is a great movie, was a parody of this kind of shit. The guy let himself get out of shape, blah, 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 and, you know, I agree. I think that, God, I can't stand Conor McGregor anyway, but he's so cocky and just believes his impulse too much. He's good, too, not to piss everybody off by saying people are good tonight, apparently, but, yeah.
You know, it's funny, when I was, because I was over at school when Conor fought McGregor, and we were all watching it, and some girl was like, I want Conor to win so bad, I want him to win so bad, and I'm like, okay, why? Like, because Floyd's cocky and he flaunts his money around. I'm like, oh,
what?
okay. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, they both do. They're both kind of turds. But, you know, he sells fights, man. He makes money. It's, they needed him. They needed him back because their fucking business is in the toilet right now.
Yeah, man. For sure.
And it's because they created these hype jobs, man. It's because they created a McGregor who, you know, is only so limited, I think, in terms of when he fights guys who are really fucking good. And then, you know, they brought in Ronda, and she isn't half the skill level half these girls are now. But they made her a gigantic fucking star, and then as soon as, you know, the champ becomes a lesbian Brazilian girl, nobody's fucking watching the women's fights now. There's a point of no return.
It's also kind of like that, and it's like, well, we've been there, we've seen that, we've seen the first ever, you know, top drawing female fighter in the way. Well, time to move on. And I think because it's a women thing too, like the spectacle is over. You only get one. No, Holly Holm was fucking better than Ronda, and everyone's like, I'm out. You know what I mean? Like, I agree.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. And that's the thing, is it's because Ronda was destroying girls that were not fucking skilled. They weren't very good. Yeah. And now, because of that, you know, you got people that got hungry, like a Holly Holm or an Amanda Nunes, and they had to get really fucking good so they could be the ones to beat Ronda.
Mm-hmm.
But they weren't.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Oh, go ahead, Travis.
No, go.
No, I was just gonna say they built her up to be this fucking gigantic star, and now what's she doing? She's doing. I mean, I don't want to be a dick, but she's doing fake fighting in movies. You know, not getting punched in the head for a fucking living because she couldn't keep up.
George Foreman, ring a bell?
Fucking grills, yeah. God damn, I do love a good George Foreman grill.
They're so good. They cook the shit out of that meat.
Ray Jr. in the chat says, if I get called a racist, I just say, yeah, and what are you going to do about it? Then he says, Henry and a mouse.
OJ, you ever get really stoned and put a Hot Pocket in George Foreman grill just see what happens?
No, but I think I'm going to.
Don't. You know what happens? A fucking mess that sucks.
Dude, dude, you know what I fucking got today? At my corner store, they're selling fucking THC sticks. Just like you know like the sugar sticks?
Yeah.
Fucking that's what they're selling now. And they checked my ID and everything, and they're like, yeah, tell your friends. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
That's great. That's fucking great.
They also sell fucking bootlegs of movies that are out right now in theaters. So
Really?
this business is not on the up and up, that's for sure.
Is it inside or is it like on a street corner with like a fucking?
No, it's inside. It's inside. No, it's not that one episode of Seinfeld where Kramer and Jerry are selling fucking VHS tapes on the side or whatever.
How did you know that was my reference? God damn it, OJ, you're getting to know me too well.
Yeah, right.
Logan, we talked about the beta at the beginning of the show, or is that all fair?
Before. We did it on there, too.
Oh, it's been a long day. I can't remember. So you would recommend at least checking the beta out, even though somebody may or may not have given a fuck about the Call of Duty series forever. A, because it's been just the name is so cringe at this point, and B, because I prefer my shooters that are outside of the box. That's just me, I guess. And war games don't excite me. I don't know.
What would be an example of that, Travis?
Splatoon,
outside the game.
Splatoon, Team Fortress, shit like that, man. Fucking, just not your everyday like, oh, I'm in world. There's Nazis and fucking, you know, just. I think that Splatoon has to be the strongest example in so many recent years. Just that whole gimmick of swimming through the ink just added so many fucking layers to just on paper, a simplistic team shooter. But man, it was so good. And I've yet to play Splatoon 2 because I don't have Switch, but that's definitely on the agenda and on the horizon.
Right. Yeah, I'm not big into shooters. I think the last one I really enjoyed was probably Nightfire, 007.
Was that GameCube?
That was all the systems.
I thought so, yeah. I don't think I ever played that one, but I remember it.
Dude, it was great. And you got a fucking little camera too, and when you're like 7 years old, take pictures of girls' boobs.
Oh Jesus!
Do you?
That was a big thing back then. A lot of people talked about it.
What side of the fence are you guys on the GoldenEye scenario? Is it overrated as fuck over the years? Is it still a masterpiece? Where do you guys stick?
I don't wait. GoldenEye N64, right?
Yeah.
It's a fun multiplayer game. Well, most of those N64 games are just fun multiplayer, in my opinion. Like only fun when you get a bunch of jackasses in a room together and smash buttons.
Like Mario Kart 64, Logan? Huh? Like that game? You know, the one you buried on fucking Twitter today?
Yeah, that was a dick move there, Logan. Mario Kart is far superior to Twisted Metal. Get the fuck out of here. Now I'll tell you what. I think Twisted Metal Black has one of the some of the greatest stories ever. Storylines, story arcs, fucking crazy shit, man. Just go back and watch that shit on YouTube, man. Sometimes
I always thought I was like going insane or crazy or like screaming down into a black hole. No one could hear me. Twisted Metal 2 is always the one people bring up, but I really like Black, and I don't feel like it gets enough love. I feel like people are too hard on that game too sometimes, just because it wasn't Twisted Metal 2, basically.
Right.
And just the hype that it had for the next gen type scenario it was in at the time. Maybe it didn't have a fair shake to begin with because of what it had to follow, but still, I think it was good. You know.
See, my problem with those games, man, it's the same thing with Crush Hours. Like, I feel like there's so much shit going on that it's not a good pick up and play. You really have to take your time and get good at it.
Yeah.
Like Mario.
So much. No, that's an easy game, Logan. That's made for like 5-year-olds. Come on now.
I feel well. See, I feel like Mario Kart is a pick up and play and it's easy. But if you do not pick up on you got to fucking hop all the time to get your boost, the drifting to charge up your boost, you're never gonna win. You at least got to spend enough time with it to like know when to charge the drift enough, when to time it. So that. And over the years, they've enhanced the drift mechanic and the boost and all that more to where it's fucking great. Like I can't think of another game for the Wii U that I played as much as Mario Kart 8. I just remember just divulging into that game for hours, not even realizing it till I was done. Like 4 hours went by, and wow. But like if you pick up and play the older, like SNES Mario Kart and Mario Kart 64, even though that boost exists in 64, it's not as like dire. I feel like so you could still get by, but I feel like you need to know that mechanically. So you can't just be like, hey, I'm in it like button mashing type thing. You got to, but I do agree with you and totally in the respect about fucking Twisted Metal being way more complex. Like you can't just be like, boom, you know, it's like, what is this? And there's all these explosions and is this a racing game or not? Where the fuck am I? You know what I mean? As opposed to
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, where it's like the fucking balloon mode in Mario Kart. That's like, to me, that's it's simplistic. It's not just complete chaos. And maybe it's, you know, because there isn't just fucking explosions every 15 goddamn seconds on the screen. But like that to me is an example of, oh, I can get together with my friends and play this, and we can all have a good time and fuck each other up with some red turtle shells. Where it's like Twisted Metal, I don't feel like you can do that.
No.
It'll take some time. It'll take some time for somebody who doesn't really play video games to pick that shit up, compared to Mario Kart, where it's like it's pretty fucking simplistic.
Yeah.
Same thing with I don't know. I mean, I would say Smash Brothers is a pretty simplistic game, but like you said, once you learn all the nuances, then you can really do some damage.
It's basically like once you learn all the quote tricks to the game, then it's fucking easy. Like, and I get it. Like the Smash Brothers tournaments, those shits are legit. People are really good, but it's for me. Maybe it's just to my skill level from all the time I spent with like insane 2D fighters from Japan and shit. Like, it's not that hard to me. Like once I spend a lot of time with it, get the training wheels back off again. Like I can fuck some shit up in Smash with Mr. Game & Watch, by the way, flipping bacon in your face all day, Logan.
Right.
I like the fact that Rocket League, another game that I'm really good at, they brought Sweet Tooth in as a car that you can actually drive.
No shit, that's cool as fuck.
That is.
See, the characters in Twisted Metal are great. Like I said, going back to Twisted Metal Black, it's fucking some good, especially for its time. What was it, like 2001?
Mm-hmm.
The fucking animations, the cutscenes are unbelievable.
Exactly.
For their time, that is, I will say.
It's still amazing to think back, like, speaking of 01 specifically, to tie it back to wrestling somehow, I guess, when SmackDown, Just Bring It, came out, the first wrestling PS2 game, there's cutscenes at the beginning, and it was like Rock and Triple H, they were fucking amazing at the time, and it was like, my God. But now it's like, all the complaints we had about the 2KT, we're not doing it again, I promise. But it's like the game kind of looks like that now, and to think where we've come kind of that fast. You know what I mean? It's 17 years, but still, if you think about it, you're developing technology. That's still fucking fast. It's just crazy where we're at graphically. Sometimes when you take a step back to look at your youth and your younger days and be like, this shit, like, that's what's so frustrating now. Like, especially with like my own kids, because trust me, I try my ass off to make them appreciate where things came from. You know what I mean? Not just like, oh, Earth was made and here was a tablet. You know what I mean? Let's just like, this is what Daddy had, and so they can appreciate the evolution and where, but just to be a kid again, man. And I can only imagine how I'm so thankful that I didn't come up as a kid in this day and age, because I would take everything for granted. Everything is so accessible. Everything is so instant. I really feel like, gentlemen, we're going to be one of the last generations, and this is a sad and depressing outlook. They're going to know the definition of patience. You know what I mean? Like, I see it in my kids all the time, and it frustrates me. It's like, God, and there's nothing you can do about it.
I was just talking the other day to my buddy about this, where it's like, man, I still remember having to like walk to somebody's house and knock on the door and see if they're home.
Right.
You know, when you're a kid. I used to. Is he? You know, is so and so home? Mm-hmm. No, they're grounded for the week. All right. Well, then
even calling your friend's family's house phone and the parents answered. When the fuck? Because all kids have cell phones now, so it's like that's.
I'm talking about when I was like 5, 6, 7, 8. You know what I mean? Like you walk to the neighbor's house and yeah. But yeah, like you said, like even calling. You know, hi, Debbie. Is AJ home? You know.
I make the joke all the time, but it's not a joke. It's actually kind of sad. I'm like, when I tell my kids to go play outside, they act like it's a punishment. You know, like
and it shouldn't be.
This is gonna make me sound like the most Jim Cornette-ish motherfucker in the world, but I lived outside as a kid. That's just what I did. Besides, like, you know, when the sun was coming down, that's when the video games began, or it was shitty outside. But other than that, I just like, I don't know. I know how old headish that is to say or whatever, but it's so true that my kids really do. And I've seen other people, my friends' kids, when I'm over or whatever, like, go play outside, Travis is here. They'll be like, oh, you know what I mean? It's like, what? What the fuck are you sad about? Go build a fucking fort. Right. Christ. Enjoy it. Enjoy it before you're pissed off all the time because of domestication. Jesus Christ.
I remember I used to get in trouble all the time because, what was it? We'd be playing fucking wiffle ball, and I always hit like the window with the ball. And it's like they'd be like, that's it, game's over, and I'd be fucking pissed that I'd have to go inside.
Exactly. Kids nowadays are like, you know, they have to go outside. They probably do that on purpose. Like, I'm aiming for that window so we can go back in.
Oh my god, yeah, right. You know, we never wanted that shit to stop. Fucking 7 o'clock, people are calling you fucking to go home for dinner, and it's like, god damn it, we have one more inning.
Yeah.
We gotta decide who the World Series champion is, alright?
That and today's kids don't understand. Part of my hip issues is playing out fucking outside. What happened to that?
Trampoline professional wrestling federations were a thing once upon a time. They still are, and they got to be somewhere right now. And some time zone, there's two kids giving each other like fucking towers of dooms with their buddies on the trampoline.
Exactly.
Yeah, what happened? What happened to the good old days of just crippling your friends? You know.
Well, that's going out the window,
huh? The good old days. Look at us talking about fucking the old days.
It's passe.
Just a couple of grandpas over here.
Just a couple of rascals giving each other Canadian destroyers and 1,500 fucking tables. Oh. Logan, where are we at? I have no fucking. Yeah, that's true. Damn it. Why'd you have to remind me?
Because it's been a while. Since we've actually talked about just real life stuff that kids don't even think of.
I literally got like an entire establishment to look at me like I was the weirdest motherfucker in the world tonight. If you want to hear a quick story, it's not a great story, but it's something. I work at a bar and grill or whatever, and when I got off of work around like 7ish, one of my coworkers, we talk about fucking video games all day long, just for fucking hours, right? And it's finally down to like, you know, there was a pissing contest. Well, you're not going to bring your PC in here, blah blah, your rig. You wouldn't do that. Don't tell me I'm not going to do it, for one, when I live 5 minutes away. And I did it, and there was a live band playing, okay? And the only outlet source was literally almost front row to the band. Like, the way that I had to set it up, it looked like I was the sound guy for the band. It really, I wish someone would have taken a picture of it, but I was sitting there playing fucking Tony Hawk 3 while this band was playing, and I literally thought I was going to get jumped by the bass player and the drummer. They looked so pissed off. And then I took a step back, because in my younger days, I was a drummer in a fucking band, and I would I was like, what am I doing? This is such a dickhead. This is fuck. You know what? I would have taken that so. I was like, you know what? There's got to be somewhere else. You know, and it's not like it's a fucking goddamn gaming PC. It's just like a convertible little PC setup I have. You know, just a simple rig with emulators. So I found somewhere else, but whatever. But I just felt it's one of those moments like, and you take a step back and it's like, holy shit, I'm being a dick right now, and I didn't even realize it, kind of thing, because I was so excited just to prove my friend wrong, I guess. But yeah, that was my weird fucking night. And you know, like I said, so many people looked at me like I was the most pathetic piece of shit. Like, you would think I was in there with the worst, like, Nazi propaganda or racist shit on my clothes. That's the kind of looks I was getting just for playing video games in a corner and sipping on a beer. And I wasn't bothering anybody, but people were dumb. Right, Logan?
Yeah, but don't most of the fucking bands suck that come in? Isn't that what you say?
Yeah.
Ray Jr. in the chat says, "Mine parasites. That's what happened."
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
CNN turned your kids into couch potatoes.
Fortnite.
No. This has been a thing. So this has been a thing long before Fortnite.
Logan, you play Fortnite. Why don't you stop lying to people? You love that game.
No, I don't love it as much as other people do. That's alright.
Logan's also he's also got Stockholm syndrome to Madden, I think.
Yeah, because I do kick ass in that. My big brother's been telling me, you need to join some of them tournaments that you win like $1,000. I'm like, we'll see.
I've never been so thankful in my life for my phone to have like a charge in its battery than the day that I took you to the game store, the retro game store, to every release of Madden ever, and it's on my channel, and just your eyes, you're like, I could hear that gasp. I could hear your thoughts or whatever when you saw it. It was great.
I still go back and check out that video too.
Angels.
It's some funny shit. That is some funny fucking shit on that video.
And in reality, I just want to be like, Logan, you realize it's all the same fucking game, pretty much, right? But I did it. I didn't want to ruin your moment, you know?
I think, what was it? The one you were looking at was the one with Dante Culpepper on it, right, Logan?
I think.
That was 2001 or 2?
Oh, I can't remember. Crap. I miss the old good old days when helmets would fly.
And they looked all steroided up. Fucking miss that shit.
Now it sucks. I miss the PlayStation 2.
But you still buy it. Or actually, somebody's buying it for you this year, right?
Hopefully, maybe.
Yeah.
If not, I'm buying it myself.
Yep. I'm like that with the WWE games, man. I always fucking hold out for like 3 or 4 months, and then I go, fuck, I really want to play as insert new character here.
Yeah.
Never mind.
No, say it.
Can I get some people to donate some money for me so I can get Madden?
I already thought you pre-ordered it like 6 fucking months ago, so.
No.
You're gonna e-beg for some Madden, Logan? Let's get a what is that, Kickstarter or GoFundMe or whatever?
Yeah,
can I get $60 for a Madden?
I mean, if somebody can go to a concert to see Beyonce, then hell, I should be able to get Madden for $60.
God, you hate that woman. Where'd that come from? It's just a random person to pick.
Ray Jr., I can't get Fire Pro Wrestling. I don't understand how to play it.
I'm so pissed off that shit's like $50. Like, I can't. I had a principle. I cannot spend that kind of money. I want that game so fucking bad, but I can wait. I have fucking Fire Pro games on my PC right now, emulators. Like, the Japanese ones never got released. I'll just play those until it goes down, because fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, never mind. Nope. Not gonna
Don't you do that. Don't you pull back. This is Saturday Night Liars.
Just say it, Logan.
Do it.
I'm gonna start a Kumite so I can get some Madden.
Why was that so controversial to say? That was nothing. You're such a nice guy. Like you really are. It's like fuck. Like what a gentleman. You know what, Hibiki Pro, we're changing your gimmick. You're gonna be like fucking
nice guy Myers.
Something. Yeah. You give out the little Walmart stickers to people or something.
Jesus Christ.
You're gonna be like the positive DDP.
Make me famous. Oh shoot.
Asses in the seats.
Walter, I'm gonna make your ass fucking famous.
Cheap plug to our buddy James of Weymouth Youth. Episode dropped today.
Oh hell yes, yes. Started watching. It's a 3-hour show, so it's.
Jesus Christ!
You gotta cut it down a little.
3 fucking hours?
People think we go hard with Hibiki Pro. Our buddy James has been doing this for years, and his episodes at 3 fucking. I'll put it this way, to put it in retrospect. Our quote WrestleMania for our nerdy wrestling video game show was what, Logan? Like 30 minutes each, or yeah, an hour. You know, and this is like his Sunday Night Heat episode. It's like 4 fucking hours long. So.
Yeah.
I was thinking about starting some shit like that for. Making a channel and doing my own little 2K universe thing, but we'll see.
You never know.
If I do, I'm gonna edit them all down to kind of like 10 minutes, where it's like you get kind of like the highlights of matches and stuff.
It's not a bad idea.
I have I want to do a series eventually where it's like overdubbing random ass horrible like outlaw indie promos, like riffs or like just wrestling riffs.
It's a good fucking idea.
I feel like I can't keep up with like my own thoughts sometimes though. Like as cliche as that sounds, like that's how it, like when you have like just not, I don't give a fuck if I have 2 listeners. Just the fact that like our good buddy Rocky, who lives in Singapore, legit Singapore, ordered a shirt with my shit on it, blows my mind. So it's like I got to make people like that happy, because who the fuck wasn't listening to me, you know? So it's so flattering, and it makes your brain go into like branches out so much shit you want to do that you can't keep up with it sometimes because of the excitement for the interaction like that, you know?
Yeah, 100%, man.
See, to me, that's it. People think I do this just because I want to get to the point of like some of them streamers out there, Ninja and all them, who are millions and millions of subscribers. I don't care if I have 1 listener, I'm still gonna do the damn show.
It's not even that. This is like, say it all the fucking time, this is therapeutic escape from domestication. I would do this if I didn't have any listeners, because it's not my job and not my real life. It's just an escape in general, so it's fun for me. You know?
Yeah, I do this so my girlfriend doesn't have to listen to me anymore.
Yeah, a fucking man. Yeah.
She literally for about a year was having to listen to me bitch about wrestling. Not even bitch, but just be like, see, this is why this fucking Chris Benoit match from 2005 is really good.
See, I even envy you, because mine, she's the most casual of casual. Like she likes it, but if it's any show that's not like the flagship show, like if it's not a Raw or guys she knows, like Randy Orton, or let's just say it, people she thinks are hot. Okay, that's the kind of fan she is. Now, yeah. I make her, even when we like would have a show to review 205 Live, she'll sit and watch 205 Live with me. Now, what do you think her reaction was when No Andar came out a couple weeks ago, Logan, in his star-studded pajamas? Not good. Not good. And that's a lot of shit that I'm as much as it's like, yeah, I gotta hear her bitch about the show, and like she'll even bitch about like a guy like Mustafa Ali, be like, he's not good. I'm like, yeah, he is. Like, why isn't he good? Like, just look at him. Like, what does that mean? She's like, ugh. And then it's like, no, and that's irritating. But besides, it gives me like, it adds fuel to seeing like that she's the epitome of a casual fan, so I can use that when I go into a show. Be like, well, here are examples that I know of how this won't work with casuals and blah blah. So I'm thankful for that kind of shit. But like at the end of the day, yeah, I love the escape from just, you know, I like talking about wrestling with people that actually know wrestling, I guess. And as much of a dick it makes me sound, but
no. Ray Jr. says, my cousin and I have a tag team called the Dastardly
Dastardly bastards.
That's such a good fucking name. God, I want to use that now. Do we have permission? We got to get it from the curator to use that in Hibiki Pro. Give us a yes or no.
Ray Jr., please. That would be
Just call him the Bastardly Dastards, all right? It's like Big Kaz calling himself Big Kaz.
Yeah.
What are the bastards? I can't even say it now.
What are the Bastardly Dastards doing to fucking
What
the
are
New
they doing in
Day?
Impact
Oh
Zone?
God!
Down.
Fucking NW music.
I saw a bunch of tweets this week when that came out about his name change. People are like, well, it won't be long before WWE has the, going to change to get this change. Well, I'm like, how? They can't. It's, you know what I mean?
Who gives a fuck?
And they don't give a, yeah, exactly.
Gives a fuck. He ain't gonna, whatever. He ain't gonna draw a fucking dime on the indies.
Who's going to get him? Does Ring of Honor want him? No.
No.
I mean, maybe, but what are they going to do with him? They're going to make him a big fucking oaf.
He's gonna do fucking little shows, little conventions. I mean, look, I don't even hate the guy, but he really got fucked. I mean, he really wasn't much in WWE. I don't see him being, but at least Ryback at least had some, fucking a bit of a push at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
nice.
fucking Cass is a flash in the pan, man.
Yeah, Big Kaz.
Is it safe? So it's fair to say he's the 2018 Chris Masters. He's a guy that WWE releases, but no indies wanted him, so he just did cons and a random TNA appearance every now and then or something.
Yeah, I guess that's true, but I mean, I think that the WWE fucked. See, the thing is, I think that WWE fucked up with Chris Masters. I think that they could have had something there, but
I thought
Both
with fucking Cass, he was doomed. He was doomed as soon as he broke up with Enzo, it was done.
As crazy as I think about it now, as different as those two guys are, there's a lot of parallels with their they were both their own worst enemies. I feel like Chris Masters' biggest flaw as his own worst enemy was his substance abuse. Obviously, we saw the deflation of his body in less than a year. Right, he's like a different fucking guy. And then it's when his body was gone, all those guys getting suspended in 07 or whenever didn't help either. Remember the big drug bust of 07?
Yeah, I do.
You mean after Chris Benoit died? Yeah, I remember that.
He's not that. No, but obviously all the rumors we hear now with Big Cass and shit and all, just not the Trump stuff either, just the, beating up the midget more than he should have, directly going to Vince and just doing shit his way anyway, just dumb shit that makes him his own worst enemy, and then...
I still think...
Grabbing Carmella backstage.
I don't believe that. You would have heard a lot of fucking shit about that. That's too hot of a story for no eyewitnesses to ever let leak, right away. It took a while for that to, you know what I mean?
We got
says, as
Bronson.
Oh, sorry.
We got Bronsontron in the chat.
Yep, he said, "What's good, Logan, Travis, Juice?" And then Ray Jr. did say, "As long as I get credit every time, haha."
Bronson, besides my buddy Crooked, shout out to Crooked, is the biggest Horizon Zero Dawn fan I know, which is great because it's a good game. We talk about it every day of my life. He's always like, "Hey, did you beat it yet?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm busy. I will."
I still think if they really wanted to use Cass, they should have used They should have used him being or at least alluded to him being a Trump supporter. Have him go on 205 Live and feud with the Luchadors.
You make him an enforcer for Drew Gulak, and you make them like a Trump.
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
You remember that Patrol shit JBL did? Bring that back too while you're at it.
Ray Jr. says, "Fuck that midget, fuck that bitch," and, well, Big Cass is just letting you know, it was supposed to be a shorter segment.
It's a shame. I said it, fuck. This year, on Slam Pigs, earlier this year, he was the thumbnail for the episode, that's how I remember it. I remember when he first came back, it was SmackDown after Mania, and he cut that first week. It was a great fucking promo.
Yes,
then it was just all fucking downhill from there. And like we say so many times, it was the booking, it was the entrance music that gave him. It was, how did they not know that people weren't going to meme a Titantron with the letters that big that said Big Cass and a Big Ass is beyond me. It happened within 5 seconds of that happening with this new Titantron music. It was a fucking meme to begin with. It just wasn't handled right. The music, his new music sucked. It was just like there was so much potential. He looked like a combination of fucking like Edge, Test, and just like maybe a Kevin Nash. Just like he had it. He could have been something. It's fucking unbelievable.
I don't know.
I'm not talking in ring. I'm just talking look for them. You know what I'm saying?
But even nothing really stood out other than the fact that he was just tall. It wasn't like his physique stood out or he really had anything going for him.
He
just kind of looked like a carbon copy.
Exactly, and he was this generation's Test.
You guys feel like also when you break up a tag team, the guy in the tag team that was like the Marty Jannetty, right? And we all know what I mean by that. The one that wasn't as over as the other guy. When they split him up, should that guy change his look or keep going with the same shit? Because every time this happens with Marty Jannetty was a little successful at first. He beat Shawn for the IC belt on Raw in '93, but then it was like, you know, suspension, firing, and there was just nothing. Losing to Ludwig Borga that same year at SummerSlam, right? So it's like they didn't change anything for him, and I feel like you got to do that. You know, you got it. There's a reason that fucking guy in the tag team that was the Marty Jannetty because he didn't have what the other guy had. So try to add a fucking layer, God forbid, especially now that he's on his own 2 feet. You know.
Yeah. By the way, good night, Bronson.
Good night.
I always go back to what was it, Danny Basham, after they broke them up in the draft or whatever. And look, I'm not going to say he would have went far, but they really fucking changed his look up in terms of like he was wearing all black.
Right? Damaja, something.
He was still Danny Basham. They could have definitely called him the Damaja, but
Damaja. Yeah,
Damaja. I always thought the same fucking thing, right? But no, and he had like black. Like he basically took like black face paint and like just like streaked it across like his cheeks. Yeah, and it was like, you know, it was a dark fucking gimmick, and I guess he only had one match on Heat, but even then I was like, holy shit! Like they really, you know, they did something with him. They didn't just keep him. Oh, it's Danny Basham, just in fucking tights and, you know, going out there and jobbing.
Yep.
You wouldn't think he was. I mean, I don't know. I didn't think he was. And they made him grow his hair out a little bit, and it's not. I didn't think he was the same guy that was, you know, that was in the fucking, as Logan likes to, the Gimp team there when Shaniqua was whipping them.
Welcome, Snare X, to the chat, by the way.
Snare X, hell yeah. All it's going to take, by the way, now is a King Mabel reference to make everything complete for you, AJ, I guess.
94!
That was 95, Lord. Jesus Christ.
How many minutes did Mabel and fucking...
Wait, I just turned on WWE Network. I found the pay-per-view I wanted. I'm going to push play and go. Who times wrestling when they watch it, Logan?
Wikipedia, man.
Jesus.
Come on now, Travis. You don't have like a general feel for what times wrestling is? Like how much to a match?
No, you know why?
Come on.
Do you know why? Because I'm not a fucking robot. Because I'm watching wrestling. Because it's a story.
Come on.
Not a fucking... I'm bitter. I'm coming back, Logan, and I'm going to swoop you off your feet. I'm going to knock you off your socks. Not in a romantic way either. I'm going to blow your mind. The biggest comeback in history of this.
You don't ever watch a match, Travis, and go like, this match is going way too long, or wow, I can't believe how much time they didn't get.
Yeah. Speaking of SummerSlam.
You don't know. I want him to answer my question.
The answer is no.
God damn it.
Complain about professional wrestling when I watch it.
Everyone's fucking drunk right now. Snare X in the chat. Holy shit, was that a live for Bicky I heard? I'm really drunk. Everybody's drunk by me.
Add another one to the Stone Cold stable tonight. There's 3. You better go in the fridge and get a drink so you can be a Stone Cold too.
I don't have any.
Oh.
If you want, you can join our Stone Cold crew. Dude. There was, yeah.
Ray Jr. says, I'm listening. Well, he didn't say it, but he's listening to this podcast, and he says he's at work. So, I guess we are entertaining him.
Good.
Snarex says, shortest match of my life.
Now we should dox Ray. What do you do for a living?
Sells crack, probably.
Ooh, called your bluff. What are you gonna do? But no, just kidding.
Speaking of SummerSlam, we will be reviewing...
Speaking of smoking crack, yeah, let's get to that.
Well, that's it for the show. Tomorrow night, hopefully. Unless OJ gets drunk on me again. We will be reviewing SummerSlam 05, so be looking out for that one.
Oh, is it really it for the show? I thought you were just fucking around.
No,
okay.
no. Snarex says Goldberg versus Scott Hall in my hometown.
Really?
Ray Jr. says he's a security guard.
Wait, was that didn't they have a ladder match at like a pay-per-view? Thinking.
Yeah, like uncensored or whatever their Extreme Rules thing was. Their pay-per-view where all the matches were hardcore.
Yeah, Snare X says I think it was like 10 seconds at most.
Yeah, but what was the event?
Can't remember.
Was it a house show?
Well, Scott Hall in the late '90s, a 10-second match sounds about right to me.
Oh, I thought we were going to talk about Kevin Nash. Shit.
No, Nash will go a minute. Scott Hall's too cracked out to go 10 seconds.
Thought that was X-Pac.
He's fucking too hep seat out to even be wrestling.
Have you ever gone back and watched the angle from WCW where Scott Hall pretended to be drunk and they used him being his real life demons in the angle with Kevin Nash?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, did they really?
Yeah.
They did.
Fucking Tuna Meltzer gave it a worst promotional tactic or whatever.
It's woof.
Snarex says it wasn't an event, just a small city bullshit show.
Yeah, so it's a house show. Speaking of stuff like that, dude, I was at the because cheap little plug for some OJ shows that Logan and I are planning on doing in the future. But I was at the Survivor Series where fucking Jeff Hardy they said he was like passed out or whatever it was, like at a hotel. You guys remember that?
I'm trying to remember.
Do you guys remember his fucking? They said they found him unconscious at a hotel, and they worked that into an angle, and basically that was all leading into when Matt Hardy fucking attacked him.
Oh, that was what, 08? So
Yeah. I was there, and everybody was like, "Oh shit!" Like, because fucking Jeff's got that fast, man.
Yeah,
and
then
worked
they were
that
like
to an angle.
Where Matt tried to, or he set his fucking trailer on fire and killed his dog or something.
Oh yeah, and he fucking ran them off the road. Made police camcorder video. Yeah. But no, yeah, that was the one where, and they're like, he's here, it's Edge.
Wow.
What other pay-per-views have you gone to?
Me? Pay-per-views. Was that my last? I went to Backlash in 09. That was fucking. That was in Rhode Island. That was fucking good.
That's Steamboat on it, didn't it? With Jericho.
Yeah, it did. Jericho. That's fucking crazy. And Big Show put Cena through the light.
Yeah.
He threw up one of the stage lights. Yeah. What else have I been to?
Why are you thinking?
Yeah, continue.
Snarex says that was during the Attitude Era, of course. Back when Mortal Kombat had its series show after WCW.
I remember the Robin Hood series after Nitro also. That was terrible.
I went to What was it? Backlash '05 as well. That was in Manchester, New Hampshire, with Batista and Triple H in the main event right after Mania.
Did that have Hogan and Michaels as a tag team?
Yes, yeah, that's right. Against Hassan and Daivari. Yep.
You've gone to some good shows, man.
Dude, and it was funny because, like, I guess, like, the week before or whatever, they fucking, if I remember correctly, like, if you bought tickets through, like, Ticketmaster or whatever, they called your house to, like, remind you of the event, and they had Hogan do a recorded call, and he's like, "Don't forget it, brothers." As a kid, I thought that was the coolest shit, because it's like, I thought Hogan was calling my house.
Did he bury black people in the message, too?
Oh, Jesus.
And don't forget, brother, don't associate with them. Beep.
They'll steal your stuff, brother.
Next message.
Oh man, I could. You guys are what? You said you're fucking reviewing it this week, SummerSlam '05, right?
Yep. Tomorrow.
To you on your show. I could have gone to that because it was in DC, and I still kick myself to this day because I could have got tickets, but I just didn't at that time. So I can't even remember why I didn't. But looking back, that was pretty good SummerSlam. That may be one of the last good SummerSlams, honestly.
Maybe. I was actually, I think it was the next year I wanted to go, but I couldn't. And then I tried to buy it at my grandma's house, that SummerSlam, where it was DX. It was supposed to be DX versus the McMahons, but then they had, like, Umaga and fucking Kennedy and Finley come out in their place.
Right.
And,
yeah, Orton and Hogan, right? On 06?
Or was it
Was that
07?
07?
I can't remember exactly.
I don't remember.
No, Hogan was pretty much done wrestling in 07, because I remember he did American Gladiators. He hosted that awful fucking comeback.
Jesus.
But
point.
Oh shit! I don't know what I was going to say.
But the point being is that I wanted to go to the show. I couldn't. I ended up at my grandma's house for the night, and then I tried to buy it, but her, like, cable was so fucked up and so old that, like, I couldn't fucking get the pay-per-view, so I just had to wait. And then, of course, her internet wasn't fucking up to speed either, so I had to wait till Raw to find out what happened.
Oh man!
It was like, yeah, it's great, you know. That was when I don't know. To me, that's when I used to really have to. I was like, oh shit, I gotta watch Raw. I really gotta see what happens. Now I'm like, oh shit, it's Monday, it's Raw.
That would have killed me not knowing till the next day. That was.
Dude, I had no fucking clue, and of course it was like, I think it was Batista just come back or whatever too, and I'm like, I fucking wanted that belt off King Booker.
And yes, Hulk Hogan battled Orton at 06.
Oh, you fact checked it. Nice.
Okay, so yeah, that was there.
What a
Yeah,
fucking match that was.
Yeah. But no, otherwise I've been to just a lot of, like, house shows at and other like Monday Night Raws and shit.
Yeah, the last WWE thing I went to was like it's on the channel. It's that live thing or whatever. That was the last, but like televised was a SmackDown. It was the week. It was like the week of the go home show of Backlash 2014 with Daniel Bryan and Kane. And no, it's the week that Daniel Bryan's dad. Do you remember
Stream Rules or whatever? Yeah.
Yeah. When Daniel Bryan's dad died, it was that week because Daniel Bryan was advertised at the show. It was like the day of or the day before, his dad died, and he didn't go to SmackDown. We're like, what the fuck? We were really pissed because it was Daniel Bryan fever then. That was the guy we wanted to go see. And yeah. But the noteworthy thing, I don't know if you remember, was the Shield. That was this episode of SmackDown where they just keep beating the shit out of it. It was when they first started turning babyface, and they powerbombed Fandango off the stage through a table.
Oh shit!
But that was in Hershey, Pennsylvania. But the only pay-per-view I've ever gone to,
right.
The only pay-per-view I've ever gone to was King of the Ring '94, and I only remember like little bits and pieces of it because I was so young. I was like 10, so I remember.
Really?
Yeah.
Don't you like it? You're in like a pretty good area to go see some shows. It's just money.
I'm like the fucking melting pot of like DC, Philly, New York, pretty much. The longest to any of those is probably like 5 hours to Philly or New York. But I can get to. I'm doxing myself, Logan. I can get to Baltimore in like 45 minutes probably with me driving.
Right. Did what was so? When was that? Because I watched that video. When was that show? The house show you went to?
That was on the Road to WrestleMania house show tour of 2017, last year when it was in Orlando. It was, I think we were talking about earlier, it was when Balor was about to come back from his injury, the shoulder shit, and it's like he kept, I don't know if you remember the rumors at the time, it'd be like sporadically, hey, Finn Balor was on this house show. It was that stint of those house shows where it was like,
okay,
yeah, and he wrestled Jinder Mahal when Jinder was still a jobber on Raw before he won the title. It was that time. I think the main event was Strowman and Roman Reigns in a hardcore match, and it was really good. It was actually a really good match.
Dude, I fucking honestly, house shows are better than fucking going to the live shit.
100%.
Especially with because you know with the commercials and shit like that, and they don't you know, there's nothing going on. You know, I mean, they'll take like sporadic breaks during TV show, you know,
yeah,
the live stuff.
I said the same exact thing pretty much before you come on. It's like when you go to a Raw or something. It's like you're paying to go watch TV with a bunch of people. You
exactly.
Know what I mean?
The house shows,
streamlined action.
Yeah, and the house shows are like they're fucking interactive and shit, and you see people break character from time to time. I mean, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say do that on Monday Night Raw, but it's fun to see Bray Wyatt fucking play with people, basically.
And a lot of people just the word house show, I feel like a lot of fans kind of scoff at. I feel like automatically because I feel like that translates to people as phoned in ring performances, but it's really not. Like they dare I say the matches on house shows are fucking better because a lot of times, especially the day and age we are now, the house shows are getting the guys ready to do programs or keeping the guys fresh with each other while the angle is going on TV. You know what I mean? Yeah,
exactly. And the last one I went to was back in December. I actually took my girl to her first ever live show, and dude, it was a fucking blast. I hadn't been in years. I mean, we're talking, I probably hadn't been in. I think Backlash 09 might have been the last time I had gone to a WWE event. Because in between that time, I was just. Damn, Logan. Well, you live in West Virginia, man. I hate to say it, it's not really like a hotbed for
Nope.
for WWE events. I mean, I'm sure obviously you've worked in some local indie feds, but
the biggest forefront for wrestling there, whatever, would be Huntington. Like the most historical quote brother moments in wrestling in West Virginia probably always took place in Huntington, I would assume.
Yep. Maybe one day me and Travis will go.
Where are we going? To Huntington?
No, it's a bigger show than that.
I mean, like I was saying, I was just gonna say, like with like you said, Travis, like you live in a pretty hotbed area. Like I said too, with I mean, I've been to Rhode Island, Boston, like all those places for shows. So it's definitely a lot easier when you live near like big metropolitan areas.
No, you don't have to drive 4 hours to a place.
You're in that fucking area too. Here's a question for you, OJ, because I know you bring up a lot of times like your indie experiences, and I think it's fucking fascinating. Did you ever see Sasha Banks? Because she's from that area before she Mercedes still.
She was Mercedes KX. I saw her last fucking match at it was at some VF hall in Lowell, Massachusetts, and right after the match, she got on the mic and basically said she was going to developmental.
How did I know? Look at that. See, it's like that's something about pro wrestling. I don't care how corporate it gets. That's something that'll never change. Just that territorial feeling. Like I just heard Massachusetts, and I know Sasha Banks is like probably the biggest from that area besides Cena, and I'm just like, there you go.
Well, dude, I mean, even like Ciampa. I've seen Ciampa at so many friggin' shows. Like I saw him at CZW. I saw him in Chaotic a bunch of times. I saw him at an ROH show around here. Like he's a fucking Massachusetts guy essentially.
That's like
New England guy, I should say, but yeah.
That's like fucking Leo Rush, Patrick Clark. They're Maryland upbringing, pretty much. Over here, that's our claim to fame and shit, pretty much, as far as modern guys. I would say, Logan. for our tri-state hotbed melting pot area. Logan fell asleep, guys. I think we bored him.
Sipping that scissor. Logan, you alive?
Logan? Are you having mic problems? The face on the bill is George Washington. You're not seeing things. It's okay.
George Washington.
Don't hallucinate, Logan.
Hey, where was that SummerSlam you could have went to? It was Washington, D.C.?
Exactly. I want to go upstairs, and I'm a big fan of peanut butter. I have some Little Debbie's, like the Twinsy packs, right? The peanut butter crunch.
Yeah, yeah.
George Washington Carver invented peanut butter, if I'm correct.
So that's how I come back to.
Do you like peanut butter, Logan?
Yeah.
Well, Logan, we asked you, Travis asked you a question. You were gone, so we didn't know what to talk about. We were just talking about our favorite Denzel Washington movies.
Oh yeah.
And our favorite delicious treats.
Oh, my bad.
I think we asked you a question originally. Now I can't fucking remember it because of your mispronunciation of the word Washington. So
was it about Patrick Clark? What was it?
Oh yeah. I would say that's the claim of fame around here for this area. The tri-state is Leo Rush and Patrick Clark from MCW.
Yep.
Yeah.
Got to see them a couple times. Yep. Leo Rush is
also shout out to Bobby the Body Shields, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who made some Ring of Honor appearances. He was a straight up fucking outlaw indie guy. Like just one of those guys you always see in your local area working shows. You never think. And then just one day he was doing job matches on Ring of Honor. I'm like, no shit. Fucking, I've talked to that guy a lot. Like, it's badass.
Oh, I'll tell you another cool one. I went to a ROH show with my buddy last year when they were in Lowell, Massachusetts. Saw fucking Cody win the ROH World Title.
Nice. I've seen like all the quote indie or whatever like big shows you've been to. It's so much better than your WWE experiences, probably. You know what I mean? Like,
I honestly say the smaller the like I said, like the chaotic wrestling, it's a fucking small VFW hall, and those are some of my favorite fucking times. Because you're so immersed in the action because it's so close, it's so right up there. It's fucking I forget who the fuck it was, but they fucking did the suck it thing because I was booing them. You know what I mean? Like it's a way better experience in my opinion. Like the smaller you can get, the better, I think.
Yeah.
There is that thing though when it's those high school gyms and shit or whatever. There's awkward ass moments too where there's like 5 people and there's no fucking heat, and sometimes that shit is so awkward to watch, and it makes me itch. Sometimes it's so awkward where these guys are trying so hard but nobody gives a fuck. It's like, why are these people even like
the other thing too is like when you have when you have like those one-off promotions, the ones where all they do is bring in guys, you know what I mean, like they don't really like develop talent. They don't because like Chaotic was a school. It was Killer Kowalski's school for a while.
Yeah.
Before he passed, and it was like it was a breeding ground basically for people who were going to eventually become WWE superstars.
As opposed to like, come see King Kong Bundy and blah blah
yeah,
blah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
fucking Iron Sheik cracked out of his head. Yeah. Although I'll tell you what, that would be kind of fun to sit down and talk to the Iron Sheik.
My God, I would pay.
Fuck yourself.
What? Was that an Iron Sheik impression?
Not an impression, just what he would say.
Does that make you Eric Sims then, OJ, if he's Sheik?
That's funny.
Sheiky baby.
Is it funny, Logan? Because you don't act. You're like, that's funny. God,
it's late.
Logan wants to shut it down. It's okay. It is late.
No, I don't want to shut it down.
Shut it down. Shut it down. They know too much already.
Shut it down, boys.
But I will say, I do want to say, plug some of our future shows that's going to be happening. I do want to say that. the great debate will be coming back, and we got some fantastic fucking ideas for that.
I can't fucking wait.
Big time ones.
I
Travis,
am so fucking pumped. I can't wait. I can't wait to face a Benoit truther. Please.
yep, that will be on the channel soon. Travis, is there any future shows that you have planned for Bicky?
Just well, what I was saying earlier about we were talking about in real life shit or whatever, just about my work schedule changing, and finally I can get back on track with the reset button, making it consistent again, and original Slam Pigs, not just Union Smack. As much as I love doing Union Smack, it's only worked out making that my only consistent show because of Matt's time zone in the UK. It's like 5 hours ahead, so that just happened to work out. But it's coming back. Just getting back to where I was. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel like my channel has kind of been on life support because I haven't, like it seems like, but if anyone's followed the channel for a while, it's nothing like it used to be. Like it was just multiple shit sometimes every day, you know. So hopefully just to get there again, basically.
Yep. Travis will definitely be on a lot of the shows coming up. No, well, not a lot, but a little bit.
A good amount. Good amount. Good amount.
I'll be excited. Hopefully we will be actually doing Habiki Pro every week. That's another one.
Hopefully.
Because your work schedule did start making that a couple weeks, you know, here and there. But I mean, it's understandable, you know.
Since that's the case, I think I might have to show up at Hibiki Pro and bust some heads.
I was talking because Mark Donovan and he's my stepbrother. He always texts me, and there's rumors of a certain female competitor coming in. I'm not saying shit. I just want to say I've always got a scoop, and I've seen who they're talking about, and keep a lookout, keep a weather eye on the horizon for Hibiki Pro, I should say. If rumors are true of the signing.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a blaze, you know.
Mark Donovan doesn't bullshit me either. He knows better. Slap him in his little baby nuts.
And I legit spoke to Wayne Bates earlier, and he's excited about the future of Hibiki Pro.
No, you didn't. He doesn't talk to you. Don't act like you guys are friends. You've owed him how much money? For how many years now? Burnt that bridge forever, Buster Brown.
Jesus, your name Ken Bowen?
I'm Paul Heyman, bitches.
Oh, Jesus.
Your checks are like basketballs because they bounce so fucking much. I'm just kidding, guys. Logan's never written me a check. It's not true. Don't, go easy on it. It's satire, like Sweet Sapphire.
Man.
Travis, I've been thinking about it, and I really think that the idea that we came up with the other night about you talking to Logan's insurance companies and playing as Hulk Hogan is the greatest idea of all time.
I didn't hate it. I thought it was worth it.
I so badly want it because was it Don Tony from Don Tony and Kevin Castle show used to do that with fucking Chase credit cards.
Yeah.
Where he would call it up, and then like at the end of his show, he fucking, all right, well, at the end of the show, I'm going to play the audio of me dealing with Chase. And, yeah, I think we need that coming up, Logan. I think we need to get that all set up. We need a live call of Terry Bollea, brother.
Hey, brother, I need to adjust my price. My rates are too high, brother. Linda's going to be pissed, man. I'll divorce the bitch. I got it. It's too late to do a perfect Terry, but it was close enough.
It was fucking awesome.
Good God, I thought I was talking to Hulk Hogan.
Oh, shit.
Logan, what are your thoughts on black people, brother?
Oh, my God.
Watch what your answer is, brother.
Do you know what I think is like the biggest crime against humanity of from Hulk Hogan?
Brooke or Nick, take your pick.
The fact that when Hogan's phone rang in that video, it was fucking Brooke's shitty song. He's just got his daughter's song as a ringtone. Like, come on, man. Fuck, it's not that good, man. Come on now.
I still feel like if you just Photoshop a little mustache PNG on Brooke, there's Terry. Like, it's creepy.
No.
Like, the older she gets, I just see Hulkamania running wild more and more. I don't know.
In the strip clubs.
She's like Terry with a great rack. That's what I see. That's all I can see.
I'm
Thunder
done.
Lips. She is Thunder Lips. My God. Whoa.
Oh my god. You know how dude, oh my god. If you brought fucking Hogan into Hibiki TMD, or Hibiki Pro, and you just cut in
I wish
promos
I
every
could
week.
just bring Hogan into Hibiki TMD in general and just like have him review games. Just like send him
Wow,
games
brother.
to play. And he emails me like the summit. Man, Mega Man 5 is really unfair, dude. Let me tell you why, brother. Hit the text, brother. By stage 2, you just want to give up out of frustration, dude. Like I did against the Giant, but you know what, brother? I didn't, dude, brother. Jack.
Hogan, what do you think of the game Glover?
Never heard of it, dude. How did you never hear of it? It was only on every fucking wrestling commercial back in the Attitude Era. It was always Glover. Like, this replay brought to you by Glover for the ends, which was, is this Hamburger Helper the game? What the fuck is this? I didn't care about Glover. Shit. Ugh.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, fuck. Jesus Christ.
Good night, brother.
You never know. Terry might show up on Hibiki Pro. You never know. You never
There's-
know.
God, I want it so bad.
There's literally
Dude,
cusp. There's a t-shirt on the cusp of being created. I just need the perfect Terry quote for the channel. There it is on the store.
dude, I so badly want you to put Hogan in there in the next game, and he's just the manager of Bobby Lashley.
No, make it a stable with Crime Time and Virgil too. Virgil's like a co-mentor for Crime Time. He can be co-veteran status with Terry.
Hulk Hogan's gonna manage Nathan Mills, who's coming to Hibiki Pro.
Who the fuck is Nathan Mills? I wasn't informed about this. Why are you signing guys under my nose?
He's
Logan?
black.
Oh, then let him in. I gotta be careful, brother.
I can hear it now. Let me tell you something, brother. That Nathan Mills will run wild on you.
Jesus
I gotta be-
Christ.
I gotta be careful what I say on camera, brother.
So Terry, how was that sex tape?
He left. He's gone. He went to bed.
Damn it, I wanted that answer so bad.
Nia Jax is here, though. You want me to get it?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Hi, boys.
Jesus.
I missed Kayfabe Today podcast. That was like the big thing. Do Nia Jax. That was like my job. Just be Nia Jax for the fucking. Ugh.
She
Logan,
has.
I've never heard this laugh from Logan. By the way, what did you say, OJ?
He's having a great time. No alcohol required for Logan Myers. She has the worst fucking music, dude. I cringe every time she comes out.
Nothing about that theme song works. The kickstart at the beginning. It's worse than China's theme. As bad as China's theme was.
Don't treat me like a woman. Don't treat me like a man.
Treat me like a tramp.
Don't
This
treat me like
is Saturday Night Myers. In the drunk stream.
No, the buzz stream. I'm not too bad.
In the dunk tank. That's what we'll call it.
Did you know, according to one of my coworkers, if you drink once a week, you're an alcoholic.
Wow.
Well,
You know, and WWE puts on like 3 or 4 shows a week. So
so
lot of alcoholic wrestling fans.
That Monday and Tuesdays you'll be drinking. Wednesday you might be a little sober.
You wouldn't come to work hungover unless you were an alcoholic.
Ugh, those fucking people can eat dicks.
Yeah, right?
No. When I worked at Burger King, there was this one chick that came to work drunk, and she literally got out of her car and threw up right on top of her car and came to work. She came in.
Does she have her uniform?
Yep, and her uniform and all.
That's just nasty.
Nobody probably noticed though, because their sandwiches are so fucking sloppy. They're probably just like, well, she was making a Whopper.
No, she was registered, and you can smell it.
Oh, god damn it.
No, the manager didn't be like, hey, do you mind, fucking... Or was the manager busy, like, shooting heroin or pooping on the car, too? Fucking...
No. She was sent home.
God, you know what? There should be a podcast in the future for you or I or OJ or anyone that's ever got stories of fast food working days. I remember a woman getting fired for... I had no clue. Okay, she was like a drive-through lady. I know you want to get out of here, Logan. I'm just going to say this.
No.
She was like in the drive-through. That's what she always did, right? It was like if she came to work, you knew she was going to be there. One day, I saw there was like 3 managers on duty. I was like 19 or something. I'll never forget it though. It looked like a fucking like a search, like they were cops. They walked over, like they cornered her, kind of right in the drive. I'm like, what's going on? Because how could you not look? All of us stop and are like, what the fuck's going on? She kept pulling chicken nuggets out of her fucking pockets, and the managers, dude, it was like a shakedown, right? And there were like little like not like cups for like dipping from like sauces, right? Shit like that, nuggets, fucking sandwiches in her bed. It was like, just imagine drugs with food. That's what it was, and she got fired. That was like, and then these nuggets she was pulling out, they were fucking dilapidated. They were like, looked like they'd already been half chewed, and they're just these poor little nuggets. Like, how long were they in there? What was she doing to them? It was unbelievable. Like, for one, every restaurant I've ever worked at in the history of my life, I always ate fucking free food. I didn't care if it was policy that you can't, because you know what? Your manager has to fucking not pay attention sometimes, and you're always around the food. You better be smart enough to get free food. Don't put it in your fucking pocket.
Chicken fries.
But yeah.
Fucking, it's like fucking, what was it? That scene in Napoleon Dynamite with the fucking tater tots in the pocket.
Exactly. Where he kicks them and they fucking all roll
Give
out.
me some tots, Napoleon.
I expect them to fully bring in 2 German Shepherds next, and they just start chewing her pants, and all this food fucking falls down, because it was really like a drug raid. It was unbelievable.
I didn't eat free lunch.
You know what?
Gosh.
It's food, okay? It's not like they found a bunch of dope in her pocket and shit like that. It was like, if the woman's that hungry, and she wasn't like some like wishy-washy, she was like, she had been there for years before me. She was just like one of those middle-aged women, like, well, that's where she's at in life. You know what I mean? Like, she was known as the BK fucking drive-through lady in the area. So it's like, have a fucking heart sometimes. And that's why I hate fucking just corporate environments, and I'm so thankful to be back in like a mom and pop type, you know what I'm saying? Because they get it, because they've been there.
Dude, even like where I'm working right now, it's like fucking, we fucking throw so much food out at the end of the night, and then they're like, oh, you guys can't take it home. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, you're losing a lot of money. Like, nobody's paying for it, but you're not gonna lose money. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, we gotta log that in the waste chart. Okay, fucking log it, and then just
That's the worst part. There is no fucking waste chart. Nobody's logging shit.
Exactly. That's how petty people are with power trips sometimes. As soon as they get a little fucking taste, just like assistant manager at Dairy Queen, they're like, oh, I'm fucking fucking Adolf Hitler. Fucking, you know what I mean? Like, God.
Yeah, exactly.
My big brother used to bring home like 3 bags full of fast food, just like, hey, I brought this home. They logged it and gave it to me. I'm like, oh.
It's that micromanaging shit, man. That's really what it is.
Yep.
I fucking loved that thing you said the other week, where it's like sometimes, fucking, it's like like employees, like I don't know, whatever it was. I'd have to go back and look at the tweet. Do you remember what I'm talking about, Travis? Where you're like, fucking, sometimes it's more important than dollars, like treating your employees right.
Yeah, your happiness is always more important than money. Obviously, something like that I'd have to go back, but yeah, definitely.
No. The saddest thing that I've ever seen in my life working at Burger King was the guy that came in. He was blind, supposedly. He asked this woman, "What time is it?" She told him. Not 3 seconds later, he's literally looking at the clock in Burger King. I'm like, are you sure he's blind?
I think they said blonde. At first, like, God, are you really a Nazi? You said blonde. Well, first of all, he was blonde. You were so disgusted. No. Give me two. Go ahead. I'm just kidding. I gotta take a piss. Be right back.
I'll finish when he's back. But he said he was blind, right? If he was blind, he wouldn't look at the clock and he wouldn't know how to, like, do certain things and tell you exactly what number he wants from Burger King. Because he just, like, I don't want to sound like an ass, but he said, I just became blind. Like, okay. So if you just became blind, how do you know that the new menu item that's on the thing, what number it is, without asking somebody?
Oh my God, Logan.
And why are you looking at the clock at the same time you're asking your woman what time it is? And then he asks you to where's his tray at, and he's literally got it in his hands. I'm confused here. Even the manager said he's not blind. He's lying so he can get disability and stuff. A couple weeks later, he came in. He was perfectly fine. Like, yep, you lie. You lie. Yep, you're not blind. You were trying to pull that off so you can get some disability. Which to me is part of the issue with the system nowadays, is people are getting disability for no reason. I know somebody that's getting disability for being diabetic. How the fuck are you getting disability because you're diabetic? I got denied a couple times because of, because I put that down on the list. She was like, well, that doesn't mean anything. You're still able to work. Then somebody says, oh, I got disability because of that. I'm like, either you're a lying bitch or the system's really fucked off. I don't know if anybody else agrees with me on that.
What have I missed?
I feel you, man. I feel you.
No, I'm just talking about the system of disability being fucked off.
Fucking Whitey.
No, the blind guy, though, Travis, looked at the clock and he knew exactly what number the new menu item was that just came out that same day, without asking what number it was.
I hope he burns in the darkest pits of hell.
So you think he's really blind?
I guess not. If was the clock braille? Like, could he feel it, or was it like really high up?
It was on the wall.
Okay, yeah, he's probably not blind.
And then a couple weeks later, he did come in, and he wasn't blind. He was perfectly fine.
Oh, really? So he can't. Okay, cool.
Wow. I said this the other day, but porn in braille must be really fucking cool.
Fuck VR. I mean, shit. They're
just feeling and shit, and you're feeling them talking about dirty shit going on. Yeah, man.
Honestly, I would assume that like blind sex is probably like 1,000 times more intense because all your senses heighten because you lose the one.
Holy shit, you're right. I didn't even think of
Well, I mean, people blindfold each other willingly, so there's a reason they do that.
Oh shit. gives new meaning to that scene in the movie Daredevil where I can't even remember. Ben Affleck is banging Jennifer Garner.
What a reference. What a goddamn I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go break open a D battery and pour it in my eyes so I go blind. So
What?
because I like good sex, Logan. I don't like bad sex. I want to make that sex better because I want to go blind myself.
Can I go back to fast food stories?
You know, I only like it when I have Hulk Hogan's sex tape on in the background.
No.
With his thermos fucking cock and taking up the whole screen.
Wait, hold on a second. Where did you hear that description?
I've seen things.
Huh?
See things, brother.
I've heard that fucking description before somewhere. I think it might have been on like Wrestling Soup or something.
Somewhere.
That is
Yeah.
Mysterio posting
But
naked on a magazine.
Whoever I ripped that off of is so right. It's like a fucking thermos. I thought if you opened the tip of his penis, there'd be like SpaghettiOs inside or coffee.
Jesus Christ.
Dude, that guy was Bubba the Love Sponge is like living in a trailer now and shit. Like this thing ruined his fucking life.
Yeah.
The guy that whatever Hogan he banged his wife or whatever.
Yeah. The guy who
shit.
like got what the racist shit, quote unquote, with Awesome Kong, all that fucking.
Oh yeah.
Not a good career move. Any of that, probably.
No. You know Hogan. Yeah.
That guy fucking sucked. That guy, to begin with, that guy made Mancow look like fucking. Howard Stern.
Oh my god.
Do you remember Mancow would be in the WWF in like the early '90s for like one-offs?
I thought it was WCW. He had a match.
One of them. Maybe he was a journeyman wrestler. Fucking Mancow.
He had a match, I think, with Jimmy Hart. Like in Chicago, and it was fucking dude. It opened up a fucking WCW pay. I can't remember what it was now, but yeah,
it happened. I totally forgot about that. Holy shit! No, we're not bringing Mancow into fucking Hibiki Pro, Logan. Calm down.
Just make him the backstage
Why
announcer.
his finisher should have been called Mancow disease? Why that had to happen?
Oh my
I
god!
just want to bring New Jack to Hibiki Pro Town.
Well, 2 days ago you called him a piece of shit. So what is it? What do you want to do? What do you want to do with him?
He is a piece of shit. He could be the
He's
Mojo Riley.
He's an opportunist. He
Mojo
does that
Rawley.
shit. Like you said the other day, he's just trying to stay relevant. Man, it's the wrestling business, and I'm not advocating it, but that's what those guys do.
He's the Virgil.
How dare you?
You know, it's sad because like I think that New Jack can be like one of the funniest and most charismatic people in a room, and then just be the biggest piece of garbage like the next minute.
Yeah, exactly.
It's sad because it's like he's, you know, I don't know. I mean, he's limited in the ring, but goddamn, he's got a promo.
You guys, okay. We know Logan hasn't seen Ready to Rumble. That's been established. But okay, here's the thing, Logan. Please tell me you've seen Beyond the Mat.
Yes.
Okay. OJ, you've seen that, right?
Of course.
Okay, you know the part in it where, you know, New Jack has that audition for the movie. He didn't knock it out of the park, but he really did kind of come off the screen in that setting. He did have that charisma. If he would have worked, you know, on his acting more, I feel like New Jack never, I think, obviously his fucking upbringing, and it wasn't a character, right? He was really from the streets. That's all I think in his head he ever knew, and maybe that's an attest to the upbringing in the city and the hood life. That's all you ever think you're really good enough to be. So I feel like he never maybe knew he had that kind of charisma in him, so he never tried to capitalize it. He'd always assume, you know, this is what I do. I've hit people with chairs, and that's what I'm good for. I'll kick your fucking ass. So I feel like, yeah, if he would have controlled his fucking shit and just gotten at some point on a straight and narrow path, I mean, it could have been a little more crooked, but that's better than the fucking path he was on. Christ, he could have been something. I mean, it's really sad.
Another thing too is, I mean, he claims that during the invasion and shit that WWE wanted to bring him over, but he didn't want to sign away his name.
I call total bull. I don't think they wanted any fucking parts of New Jack. All you have to do is look up Matt. That's the why.
I don't know, man.
That is the ultimate. At least back then, that is the ultimate no-no. Fucking.
Dude, I don't know, dude. There was a lot of people that they brought in that it was like, they were hurting for people, dude. During that time, especially with the Time Warner contracts, they kind of needed all the talent they could get from those organizations they had just bought.
Yeah, that. I just feel like he was a huge liability, and that's why they didn't do it. But I mean, if I was in their position, I would have said fuck it. I would have taken a shot. They'd taken a shot on tons of guys that were liability, and it worked out. So why not? What did they really have to lose then? They just won the quote war. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
they didn't do what you just said. When they won the war, you know, usually when you win a war, you stick the flag in the ground, fucking, you know, behind enemy lines, because it's your lines now. It's like they never got the flag to stick in the ground. They weren't putting it in a soft spot in the ground when the invasion happened. They kept hammering it into concrete because of guys like Mark Jindrak, Sean O'Hare, and all that bullshit that they were stuck with because these guys sitting out the contracts, you know.
And that's the thing, man, is like fucking, you know, I've seen people talk about it, and it's like, dude, the amount of contracts that they could have, you know, sorted through and got rid of, and they could have honestly paid out for those fucking Turner contracts. They could have, because they would have made the return tenfold. Could you imagine if day fucking one Hogan is coming back on TV? I mean, come on.
See, but there were also guys that I would, way before Hogan, especially then, had the hype. Like, I think that Hogan nostalgia train we would see a year later, right, OJ, at X8, you know, with The Rock.
Yes.
I don't think nobody would have predicted that a year before, because let's be honest. Let's fucking be honest. Except for the one time on Nitro, he finally came back in the red and yellow, right, in like 99. Hollywood Hogan was seriously, like, kind of as fans are with Roman now. We didn't want to see it anymore on the TV. It was like, you knew Hollywood Hogan somehow was going to get that fucking belt back. And now, yeah, we waxed nostalgia on the NWO era at the time, but if you were in that time watching, he was cringe. Because he couldn't fucking work. He was nothing like what was hip and going on in wrestling at the time. Guys like him, fucking Disciple, Horace Hogan, that awful NWO Hollywood stable, which to this day, I don't know why it has fucking fans of. And God bless everyone that's a fan of anything they like, but I just don't understand. Like, it wasn't good. It was fucking awful, you know?
Here's the thing, though, Travis. He was already out for a year at that point with the whole, you know, he fucking basically just walked out the door after the whole Bash at the Beach incident.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I think what helped him is just being gone for a while.
Right.
You can't tell me that fucking Hogan, even if it was, you know, a few months later, you know, I mean, granted, the invasion started and then a fucking year later he's back on TV. If it was even just like a few weeks after, you hear that fucking whatever voodoo child hit the speakers, the fans would go fucking nuts. You were like, holy shit, Hogan's back in WWF. After all the shit he went through with Vince, leaving the company and the steroid trials in the 90s, it's like, it would have been big. And it's not even Hogan. I mean, just imagine Goldberg coming on TV on WWF television.
Exactly. It would have been big, but I think when you look at it at the time, yeah, it would have been fucking cool as shit. It would have got a huge reaction. It would have done good business. But longevity-wise, even a year later when they did it, it didn't last for long. You know what I mean? But I feel like Goldberg was the one. I feel like everybody was like, well, it's got to be Gold. You know, I think that was it. Even though by then Goldberg was kind of already, there wasn't even memes back then, but you know, just how he had been booked, you know, in WCW towards the end was pathetic, you know, so he was borderline on that. At that time, I feel like he was on the fence, right? Like, it was so touch and go with that character, how it was booked. It was like, he could still be hot or completely fucking fail. That's where Goldberg was. But I feel like Goldberg was a guy, a lot of names would have been fucking huge to bring in, because of all the dream matches. I mean, you can't, that's built in. You know what I mean? That's just the cherry on the sundae, I feel like.
But that's the thing, man, is like, if you look at the ratings, dude, they didn't jump when they bought WCW and ECW. What happened is people tuned in and went, "What the fuck? This isn't you know, it's not my WCW guys."
If I wanted to watch WCW, I'd just watch WCW. What the fuck is this? Yeah.
But no, not even. But it's like, you mean to tell me that our top guys here, the guys leading our group, is Booker T and DDP? Yeah, they're good, but they're not my fucking, you know, my Goldberg, my Hogan, my Nash, my Scott Hall, my Who else? I mean, it's not Sting. It's not Macho Man. It's not these guys that are pretty much.
Parka.
Yeah, I don't know about that. But
Easy.
But yeah, no, it's fucking when you're out there burying fucking, and not to say they didn't deserve it, but when you're out there burying, like you said, like a Sean O'Hare, fucking Chuck Palumbo, those are your guys that are supposed to be representing WCW. It's like, I don't want to fucking watch this. This isn't what this is what I had dreamed of. This wasn't what I imagined in my head for all these years. If WCW was bought by WWF or vice versa.
Who would you say? I agree totally. By the way, sorry, I'm just out of it. Sorry. Who would you say was like the biggest fucking fall from grace from where their character was in WCW? And I think the immediate reaction would probably be DDP. But
I was
honestly,
going to say Scott Hall. Scott Hall.
I see that's another one. A lot of people might say, but I think.
Well, are you talking about in the WWF? Because I'm saying like over time, like.
No, I'm saying okay, where WCW was at, like the week it went out of business, just where all the angles were and where guys were built on the card, and how like their credible the character was, right? If they were a jobber or a top guy, whatever. Just that. Okay, when the invasion happened, and the signing happened. The biggest fall from grace to where their character was to where it could, for me, was Sean Stasiak, because they were kind of building him up as like a hybrid of Mr. Perfect and narcissist Lex Luger in WCW, and he was becoming like an upper mid card guy. You know what I'm saying? But then it was like as soon as they signed him up, because of all the fucking heat he had for getting fired from WWF, it was like Planet Stasiak, this nonsense fucking what is this? You know?
Yeah, and I mean they took Stacy Keibler away from him too, because they had just put her with him, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, they put somebody with him. I think it was Keibler in WCW.
Yeah. I'm sure.
And then they're like, "Fuck that."
Only here on your
this hot chick. Yeah, let's put him with this hot chick. Yeah, let's put her with two fucking fat fucking table grabbing motherfuckers.
Dude dressed like New Jack.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right.
God, he's still probably bitter about that. All the fucking interviews he brings up. Man, stole my gimmick, stole my shit.
Oh yeah. No, he talks about being Eskimo brothers with fucking Devon all the time.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, bud, relax.
Slept on my couch, motherfucker. God.
No, he's like,
it's 3 a.m. on your channel, and only here will you get Sean Stasiak conversations. 3 a.m. segued into New Jack swinger stories.
My favorite fucking line about that is he was saying about Devon. He's like, and if you knew where her mouth had been, you wouldn't have been kissing her.
Man, we used to throw them around like they was beach balls. My God, I love New Jack shoot interviews. It's so good.
Oh, it's just such a shame that he's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
It really is.
Why can't you be a good man, New Jack, so I can feel less guilty when I laugh at you and I watch your shit?
Exactly. I remember, it's funny, my buddy, and I think it was like when I was in middle school, we used to do these things like we would bet like DVDs that we had of wrestling shit. Like, just whatever, on sports and shit. And I fucking won a New Jack DVD one time. It was like a New Jack documentary, and because I had never heard of the guy outside of, maybe seeing him in like old ECW stuff, right? And then I found out about this whole world, this whole New Jack world, where he's just fucking shooting on everybody and stabbing people, and I was like, man, if only this guy wasn't such a piece of shit.
I literally just looked it up because I couldn't remember but I didn't want to fuck it up because we brought up Beyond the Mat earlier, and this quote from New Jack in the movie, and I can't believe I found it that fast, God bless the internet, has stuck with me for years. I don't know why. I'm going to quote it for you guys. Okay. Direct from New Jack, quote, "I ain't a 40-hour motherfucker, man. I like my shit quick. That's why I love pro wrestling."
Yeah.
One thing.
I think, I was just going to say, I think he went in for some audition or whatever, and I think they said that he couldn't be the lead actor, but he could play Denzel Washington's brother.
Really? I thought it was for Blade. I thought that's what... Oh. Shit.
One thing-
Imagine New Jack is Blade. Holy shit! It would have made it so much fucking better.
What, the fucking vampires?
Get my blade, cause I'm Blade. Yeah, that was awful.
One thing before we get off, though, Matt Hardy did post that his lower back and his pelvis is starting to fuse together due to doing certain moves from the past. So the condition might actually end up making him retire.
That would suck.
Condition.
It would suck. You think it's from doing all the fucking leg drops over the years, missing that shit?
Hey, do you think it's maybe because he's like fucking 45, almost, something like that? That could be.
It is the leg drop off
Is
the
he?
top rope.
He is, isn't he? Yeah. Has to be that. Because I always used to watch that, and even as a kid, I was like, fucking Jesus Christ, whenever I miss that.
Yeah.
Fucking
Be sad.
You know, it's
putting a little ass on it.
to this day, it's amazing how Ric Flair can even walk from all those like body slams off the top rope because he'd always go up and never hit it. It's like every fucking match is back after being in the plane crash on top of it. You know.
Yeah. I agree.
He
Fucking Ric Flair,
has
man.
escaped a lot over the years.
He hasn't escaped doing shitty commercials now, huh?
No, come on,
Have y'all seen that? Have you guys seen that shit?
To Ric Flair.
the Carlot one.
No.
Woo! The one that they showed on Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
During the Super Bowl commercials, he was on a Carlot commercial. Just
Oh, I don't know.
standing in the back dancing, saying woo.
It was something like that. Do you guys remember from the Super Bowl when they showed a fucking Scientology commercial?
No.
That was the greatest moment of my life. I that was the boldest move they could ever do. In the year 2018, Scientology's putting a commercial on the Super Bowl.
Isaac Hayes spinning his grave.
Is he a Scientologist?
He was, and then like he
Quit.
yeah. Then he died because they probably killed him.
Never forget Isaac Hayes with his song "Chocolate Balls."
What a night, you know. Speaking of murder, shout out once again to Ray Lewis on his induction in the Hall of Fame.
God.
Now, Travis, I heard you were saying you're a Dolphins fan.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Oh, because you live in that area where you could be a Baltimore Ravens fan.
I could. I was in.
I don't understand why.
Baltimore. I was in Baltimore actually when they won the Super Bowl a few years ago. Like in the
how-
actual city when it happened, it was scary. It was fucking. I think it was like, yeah, it was like borderline riots. I was at Johns Hopkins Hospital in Baltimore, in which for some reason they decided to build in the middle fucking ghetto. Or it just grew up around it, I should say. So yeah, it was frightening. There were so many gunshots and just alarms. Fucking, it was crazy. This is the first championship you gotta understand Baltimore's had in a while. You know,
Right.
and everything to come out of Baltimore was like bad. You know.
Yeah.
Alright, I think we can call it a night. I'm getting tired.
Take it home.
Logan, you sure you don't want to do 8 more hours?
I did that on my birthday. No.
Oh, come on. You only did a 3-hour show that night.
I did one in the morning, and then the next day, and the next day. I legit did like...
Oh, right. You did it. Yeah, you did like a 5-hour morning with Logan.
And then the next day. I did like 18 hours within like 2 days. Yeah.
So we're doing this SummerSlam 05 tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I have it on my TV ready to play for
All right.
later.
What time for later?
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it.
I thought you were going to bed.
No, I'm going to bed right now, but tomorrow. Well,
Oh, gotcha.
later today.
So what time are we thinking?
8 or 9 o'clock. How about that?
Tomorrow night?
Yep.
Alright.
If you're good, if you're down for it. Travis might be joining us. Maybe. He gave me a maybe.
Nice. We talk about Terry Bollea and Michael Hickenbottom in the main event.
Yeah. And this red hot opener with Orlando Jordan and Chris Benoit.
Jesus. Alright,
Good
guys.
stuff.
All of our stuff's on the description if you guys want to check us out on Twitter, on all of our social medias.
At Logan Myers 144, at the Hibiki TMD, at OJ to Juice, JEWCE.
That was
Boom.
fast.
Ow.
Boom. I don't even have to say it. Alright, guys. It's been real. Have a good night. Thanks for
That's
everybody
it.
in the chat. And
Night,
we will see
Joe.
you later today.
Later.
Night, everyone.